Our bodies are amazing machines. They turn the food we eat into energy and building blocks. This process is called digestion. The digestive system is the star of this show. It's a group of organs that work together to break down food. The digestive system is about 9 meters long in adults. That's as long as a bus. It starts at our mouth and ends at our bottom. Along the way, food meets different organs. Each organ has a special job. They all work together to get nutrients from our food. These nutrients keep us alive and healthy. In this essay, we'll take a journey through the digestive system. We'll see how it turns a sandwich into fuel for our cells. It's a fascinating trip that happens inside us every day.
Our digestive journey starts in the mouth. This is where we first taste our food. The mouth is like the gateway to our digestive system. It's where the magic begins. As soon as we see or smell food, our mouth starts to water. This is saliva. It's getting ready for the food to come. When we put food in our mouth, our teeth get to work. They chop and grind the food into smaller pieces. This is called mechanical digestion. Our teeth are different shapes. Each type has a special job. The front teeth cut the food, the back teeth crush and grind it. This makes the food easier to swallow. While we chew, our tongue moves the food around. It mixes the food with saliva. Saliva contains enzymes that start to break down the food. Chewing well helps digestion. After chewing, we're ready for the next stage of our journey.
After we chew and swallow, the food travels through a tube called the esophagus. The esophagus is about 25 centimeters long in adults. It's like a slippery slide for our food. It connects our mouth to our stomach. Swallowing involves many muscles working together. When we swallow, a flap called the epiglottis closes over our windpipe. This stops food from going into our lungs. The walls of the esophagus have muscles that contract in waves. This movement is called peristalsis. It pushes the food down towards the stomach. At the bottom of the esophagus is a ring of muscle called the lower esophageal sphincter. This muscle acts like a gate, opening to let food into the stomach. Now our food is ready for the next stage of digestion. It's a fascinating process that ensures our food reaches the stomach safely.
The stomach is like a stretchy bag. It can hold about 1.5 liters of food and liquid. When empty, it's about the size of your fist. But it can expand a lot when full. The stomach has 3 main jobs. It stores the food we've eaten. It mixes this food with digestive juices, and it slowly empties the food into the small intestine. As soon as food enters the stomach, glands in the stomach lining release gastric juice. This juice contains hydrochloric acid and enzymes. The acid is very strong, but the stomach has a special lining that protects it. The stomach muscles contract and relax, mixing the food with the gastric juice. The acid kills most bacteria in the food, helping keep us healthy. The enzymes start to break down proteins into smaller molecules called peptides. The stomach turns the food into a thick liquid called chyme. This process takes about 2 to 4 hours. Then, bit by bit, the stomach releases the chyme into the small intestine.
Section 5. Nutrient Central, the small intestine. The small intestine is where most digestion happens. It's not actually small. In adults, it's about 6 meters long. But it's called small because it's narrower than the large intestine. The small intestine has 3 parts: the duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. The inside of the small intestine is amazing. It's covered in tiny, finger-like projections called villi. These villi are covered in even smaller projections called microvilli. This design gives the small intestine a huge surface area. This large surface area helps absorb nutrients. In the small intestine, food mixes with more digestive juices from the pancreas, liver, and gallbladder. These juices contain enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats into their smallest parts. As the food moves through the small intestine, nutrients are absorbed into our blood. The blood carries these nutrients all around our body. Our cells use them for energy and to build and repair themselves. By the time food leaves the small intestine, about 90% of nutrients have been absorbed.
Section 6. Waterworks, the large intestine. After the small intestine comes the large intestine. It's also called the colon. The large intestine is wider than the small intestine, but it's shorter. It's about 1.5 meters long. By the time food reaches here, most nutrients have been absorbed. The large intestine has a different job. The main job of the large intestine is to absorb water. It takes water from the leftover food material. This turns the liquid remains into solid waste. The large intestine also absorbs some vitamins made by the good bacteria that live there. These bacteria are part of our microbiome and help keep us healthy. The large intestine has several parts: the cecum, colon, and rectum. Food moves slowly through these parts, taking about 12 to 48 hours. As the waste moves through the large intestine, it becomes more solid as more water is removed. The muscles of the large intestine contract to move the waste along. By the end of the large intestine, what's left is mostly waste material. We call this feces or poop.
Section 7. The final stop. Rectum and anus. The last parts of our digestive journey are the rectum and anus. The rectum is like a storage area for feces. It's about 20 centimeters long. When the rectum is full, it sends a signal to our brain. This makes us feel like we need to go to the toilet. The anus is the very end of the digestive tract. It's the opening where waste leaves our body. The anus has 2 rings of muscle called sphincters. These muscles control when we poop. The inner sphincter works automatically. The outer sphincter is one we can control. When it's time to poop, the walls of the rectum contract and the anal sphincters relax. Then the abdominal muscles and diaphragm contract, pushing the feces out of the body. This process is called defecation. It's the end of our food's journey through the digestive system. Healthy poop is important and can tell us a lot about our digestive health.
Section 8. Digestive helpers: liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. The digestive system has some important helpers. These are organs that aren't part of the main digestive tract, but they play crucial roles in digestion. The main helpers are the liver, pancreas, and gallbladder. The liver produces bile, a greenish-yellow liquid that helps break down fats in our food. The liver also processes nutrients after they're absorbed. The pancreas makes powerful digestive enzymes that break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. The pancreas sends these enzymes to the small intestine and also makes hormones that help control blood sugar. The gallbladder is like a storage tank for bile. It sits just under the liver. When we eat fatty foods, the gallbladder squeezes, releasing bile into the small intestine. The bile helps break down the fats, making it easier for our body to absorb them. Without these helper organs, our digestion wouldn't work properly. They ensure that our body gets the nutrients it needs. These organs are essential for a healthy digestive system. Section 9. Gut feelings, the digestive system and emotions. Our digestive system does more than just digest food. It also has a close connection to our emotions. Scientists call the digestive system our second brain. This is because it has its own nervous system called the enteric nervous system. It can work independently from our main brain. Have you ever had butterflies in your stomach when you're nervous, or felt sick to your stomach when you're worried? These feelings show the connection between our gut and our emotions. Our digestive system can affect how we feel, and our feelings can affect our digestion. The gut and brain communicate in both directions using nerves, hormones, and the immune system. This communication affects our mood and our digestive health. For example, stress can make digestive problems worse, and digestive problems can make us feel stressed or anxious. Our gut is also home to trillions of bacteria that make up our gut microbiome. Research shows that these bacteria can affect our mood and behavior. A healthy gut microbiome might help us feel happier and calmer. Section 10, Conclusion: Appreciating Our Digestive Symphony. We've taken an amazing journey through the digestive system. We've seen how it turns the food we eat into fuel for our body. It's a complex process that involves many organs. Each part has its own special job, but they all work together in harmony. The digestive system is like a well-orchestrated symphony. It starts in the mouth with chewing and saliva. Then food travels down the esophagus to the stomach. Here it's churned and mixed with strong acids. Next it moves to the small intestine, where most nutrients are absorbed. The large intestine then absorbs water and forms waste. Finally, this waste leaves our body through the rectum and anus.